Today, for day 3 of the DELULU December manifestation exercise, we're going to talk all about becoming a millionaire by the end of 2024. We're setting a delusional goal today. I've been really working you up towards this by focusing on where you are right now within your money, what feels good for you to manifest by the end of the year, and then let's take it up a notch. Let's take it to the next level. And let's really focus in on where we're bridging the gap between where we are right now within our money, our life, and our business, and where we want to go, where we feel called to go. If you're new, welcome. My name is Nadia. I am the host of the Manifesting Entrepreneur Podcast. You can watch the podcast on YouTube or you can listen to it on your favorite podcast app. Be sure to subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. So I'm going to focus on 3 key areas to really help you bridge the gap between the goal that you set for the amount of money you wanted to bring in, that amount that felt really good to you, to a next level overarching goal. So you might have already set the goal in the 7-figure range, but I find that it's very important for us to focus on what we've brought into our business so far, that next level goal that we're going towards, but then kind of this overarching goal. And I know in the entrepreneur space, the 7-figure mark is something that a lot of us are aspiring towards, working towards, have already hit, but then want to expand. And so for me, if you've been tuning in, the goal that I set for myself, what really felt like good for me and in my knowing, was a little over 500,000. And I would invite you, when you're looking at that $1 million or that multi-million dollar goal, is to give yourself a little bit of a range. Because a lot of times when we say, I want to be a millionaire, I want to bring, $1 million or multi-million dollars into my business, a lot of times it can feel a little bit like reaching for straws or grasping for straws a little bit, because it's not very tangible. It's sort of just kind of like this random statement that we're making that we're not truly connected into. And it's really important for you to anchor this in, because as much as I love to use spirituality, manifestation, I am definitely open to miracles and things happening within my business. I do think that it's really important for us to use both. I'm all about bridging the gap between the work and the woo. This podcast is all about, where spirituality meets business success. I do believe that you need the spiritual and the practical, the tangible and the kind of unseen. And when you can use both, and when you're open to using both, it just makes it so much more seamless, and it adds honestly so much more power within your business, because you are 100% a powerful manifestor. You're able to bring whatever it is you want to bring into your life, into your work, into your business. But again, it's about really honing into internally, what does that look for you externally? And a lot of times we have it a little bit of backwards. And so when you think about this 7-figure amount, focus in on a range. A range that came in for me was about 1.8 to 2.2. And I'm going to walk you through with some powerful exercises at the end to really help you connect into bridging the gap between the number that felt really good to you and then really, honing into this delusional next place that you want to go to. And so a couple things that are going to really help you anchor this in is, first, to really embody what I talked about yesterday, which is your abundant alter ego. So your abundant alter ego has already created this money, this wealth in her business. And it's really about shifting into that version of yourself. And again, I'm going to give you some powerful questions and things for you to ask so you can really connect into her. But a lot of times what happens is we are holding on to a lot of things based on experiences we had with what I like to call our wealthy role models. And our wealthy role models were either helping us to bring in money, wealth, and abundance into our life, or they were instilling these ideas of lack. And a lot of times it wasn't conscious. It was just based on their experiences. And oftentimes it was people from our childhood, our parents, grandparents, other authority figures. For me, when I started diving into money manifestation, realizing that I was really powerful money manifestor, but finding myself in the same cycle. I noticed when I started doing this work, every year, no matter what I did, I would make the exact same amount of money every single year. And I didn't understand why until I connected in with my wealthy role models. So my wealthy role models were my paternal grandmother, who to me in my eyes was the quintessential wealthy woman. She married really wealthy. I remember going on, shopping trips with her. We go to fancy department stores. One time I went to a really high-end gallery, and she just picked out this painting that she liked and bought it on a whim and spent, I don't remember how much it was, but it was a lot of money, thousands of dollars. And we just had this very kind of luxurious experience whenever we were together. However, on the flip side, on a soul level, she was very discontent. She felt very unfulfilled. She was very unsettled. My other wealthy role model was my mom. And she wasn't financially successful, but she was probably one of the most powerful manifestors I've ever met in my life. She was able to just bring things into her life almost like it seemed like magic. And she created this beautiful life here in Hawaii. I grew up with her here. And we just always had everything that we needed, even though she financially didn't have enough. And she was always very positive, really happy. I remember my friends saying that my mom was one of the most positive people they ever knew. And so in doing this work and connecting to my wealthy role models, what I found for myself was that I was basically trying to keep myself in the middle. I didn't want to make too much and be sort of unhappy and unfulfilled like my grandmother. But I also didn't kind of want to leave my life up to chance. I wanted to have a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more. The word that keeps coming up is like control, but I don't know if control is the right way. I felt like I wanted to be able to be a little bit more connected into what I was bringing in to my life and just kind of not setting things out and like kind of hoping that they come to fruition. Even though I think it was a really powerful thing my mom did, it's like I wanted to find myself in the middle of these two worlds. And so that's what I did until I realized this pattern that I had been creating and had been operating under. And so I would invite you to connect into who these people were in your life. And again, they were either helping you to bring abundance, they were maybe inhibiting you, not consciously in most cases, or they might have been doing the same thing that was happening to me. It's kind of keeping you in this middle place where you're kind of like not making enough, but you're making enough, but you're kind of in the same cycle and you're kind of repeating a pattern. A lot of times when we are running our businesses, we find ourselves in these patterns and we're not really sure why. And it most often comes from childhood. And once you shift those, you can really step into your version of what it means to be wealthy, successful, abundant, a millionaire, whatever it is, a goal that you really ultimately want to reach. And so the third thing I want to share with you is really about taking that abundant alter ego, your wealthy role model, and really connecting into who is the version of yourself that is already operating this way based on the internal. It really has to be like your version of this person. And it can't be based on the stereotypes of what this person would be, or maybe what you've seen in sort of the media. It has to be based on you. And that's where we're going in 2025. It's all about divine feminine leadership, which is all about bringing it back to yourself. So I want to share some powerful questions, and I'll have them all linked down below so you can answer them or journal on them later. But what I've been really guiding you towards throughout this DELULU December challenge is connecting in with, honestly, your subconscious mind through Dreamwork, which Dreamwork is a really powerful practice when you get into bed tonight before you go to sleep. You're going to journal out all of these questions and you're not going to answer them. You're just going to write out the questions and really sit with the questions. And then in the morning, you're going to have your journal and you are just going to brain dump everything that comes out. And so the first question is going to be, what am I not seeing that is going to take me to the next version of myself? That's really going to help me connect into this abundant alter ego. And then the next couple questions are all about your wealthy role models. So what do you need to release? What stories, experiences from your wealthy role models do you need to release to help you reach the next level that you want to reach within your life, within your work, within your business? What things are you holding on to that are no longer serving you that you're ready to shift and rewrite? And then the next one is all about connecting into what is your version of this abundant, wealthy business owner, of this millionaire. What does a millionaire actually truly mean to you? Not based on what we see in society, not based on what we see on TV, but based on you. And something really interesting I kind of wanted to share is living in Hawaii, the millionaires that I've met here, they are so casual. They are so laid back. And I think in sort of the media, millionaires are really, they're portrayed in like such a different way that I feel like a lot of us feel so disconnected from. And so we can't see ourselves. And that's why I talk about your wealthy role model, because it's like, who did you kind of model yourself after subconsciously from a young age? Because a lot of times millionaires, we don't see them as someone that we can identify with them as ourselves. And here in Hawaii, like I said, I actually had a meeting the other month with a multi-millionaire, and super casual, super laid back. You wouldn't even know this person was a millionaire. Like, I just knew because I knew, but you wouldn't have even known. Very casual, very laid back. We had very kind of honest, everyday, relatable conversations. Like, millionaires and even billionaires they're regular people that have been able to really tap into that default state of being that I've been talking about. They're not putting this financial goal or the identity of being a millionaire on some sort of pedestal. It's on the same level as them. So really write that out tonight. And again, I'm going to put all the questions down below so you can connect into it. But it's really about connecting into what your version of being this wealthy, abundant person is. And using myself as an example, part of this identity for me is definitely living in Hawaii, raising my family in Hawaii, being able to really curate my days the way that I want to, and really connecting into fun, exciting, playful, heart-centered work that I can create to serve other people. And so that's another question that I would love for you to journal on when you're thinking about bringing this money into your work. What are some fun, creative, inspiring ideas for products, services, even like businesses that you could create and maybe sell? That's something that's been really coming through for me lately, that would help bring this money to you, that would open up the path, even like investments that you could make that could help bring this money to you, that is going to bring this money to you, bringing that state of knowing that it's going to come in based on all these inspiring ideas that you can take action on immediately. As soon as you wake up, you can start creating them and bringing them into your life. And that's really going to help you connect into, it's almost like anchoring in this amount and anchoring in this identity so that it's not so, like I said, aloof. It's not like you're grasping for straws. It's, you have more of like an action plan, a blueprint laid out of what you need to let go of, what you need to identify as, and fun, inspiring ways for you to bring this money to you, because it has to be a way that doesn't feel so overwhelming or so much pressure. And I think a lot of us as business owners, we put all this weight on what this means, again, based on the external, based on what society tells us, based on what we think it should be like. And with social media, it can be challenging because in the online space, everything looks very seamless and easy. And I want to remind you that yes, it, you know, things can be in a flow state, especially as female entrepreneurs, but it does require you to put some action effort, holding that foundation, that belief, while you're moving through the ideas and bringing forth ideas. And like I said, creating these products and these services, having fun with it, enjoying it, being creative. Like I said, we're doing a DELULU challenge. So like, dream big. Think of that delusional thing you could create and sell and provide to people while keeping that baseline default state of, yes, it's happening. Of course, it's almost like this. It's like this just unwavering confidence of, that it's going to come through because you believe so much in what it is that you're offering. So like I said, I will have everything linked down below. I would invite you to do this exercise tonight and really think of yourself as this person. Feel into your, I don't want to say persona. It's really that abundance alter ego. It's like you give her a name. Like I said, mine is Mrs. Wealthy Wisdom. Really embody her and really look at, like I said, the number that you originally set when we started this challenge or this exercise, and then look at where that gap is. And you can even ask that as well. I'll add that in the the journal prompts down below is like, what can you do to fill that gap? That really comes from like, what can you offer? What products and services can you create? And let them be something that's new and different and innovative, because that is what we're moving into. We're moving into leadership, which means you go first. You are the visionary. You are ahead of your time. You get to create something that hasn't been seen before. Or you can take something that's already been seen or already been done or created and put your own personal spin on it. That also counts. I know a lot of us, I hear, a lot of us talk about things being oversaturated and things of that nature, but it's not saturated if it's coming from you. If it's coming from your soul calling, your soul work, your soul purpose, and it's truly heart-centered. It's something that you want to give back to those that really need what you have to share. So I hope that you have found this exercise really powerful so far. Like I said, comment down below. Let me know the shifts that you are having. I'd love to connect in with you and continue to really cater these episodes to you to help you really transition from this abundant year, 2024, all about abundance, into 2025, which is all about leadership, which I'm so excited about. I just feel like it's such the perfect time for those of you who are really feeling called to really take what it is that you built to the next level. Like, this is the year. And if you need further help with this, I am accepting applications right now for the Manifesting Entrepreneur Mastermind. We start in January and we're going to go for 9 months, and we're really going to build off a lot of things that I'm talking about in the manifestation exercise and really help to really take what it is that you've already built to the next level. So it is for those of you who are already entrepreneurs, you already have a business. It could potentially be a side hustle. Go ahead and reach out. We can kind of talk about where you are within your business, but you definitely have already started a business. You're not in the idea dreamy stage. You're already creating products, offers, and services, and you want to take what you're doing and connect with other like-minded soulfulpreneurs. I know what it means to really, connect into this space and feel like no one around you really gets it. And for me, when I started my spiritual awakening and I really started my coaching business and mentorship and really started sharing these offers and products and services in this way, connecting with other women who resonated was just such a way for me to really take what it was that I was doing to the next level. And so that's what the mastermind is all about. And then in October, I'm going to be hosting my first retreat called Manifest on Maui. It's going to be here in Maui where I live. And so you will also get a special invitation for that. It's going to be in October, dates to be determined. Lastly, I have started doing deep dives for those of you who feel called to podcast. Podcasting has been the most amazing way for me to connect with you, and the responses that I get from you are like nothing else that I create. Really, the podcast is really the way that I feel like I'm able to really get my voice and story out, and you're able to really connect in with me. And so if you feel called to start a podcast as well, I am doing deep dives right now with those of you who feel called to share your voice in this way. It's really about elevating your brand through using your voice and your story through the art of podcasting. Such a beautiful way to share your voice. But I know there can be a lot of questions, a lot of things that might come up. And again, so powerful to connecting with other people that are also in a similar space doing something similar to you. So if you feel called to launch your podcast in 2025, again, click down below. Everything will be linked down below. You can book in with me. I've been having some really powerful conversations with you, and so I just can't wait to keep connecting in with you. So be sure to click down below and share this podcast with another female entrepreneur, soulfulpreneur, heart-centered entrepreneur that could benefit from this message, because we definitely need more soulfulpreneurs doing this work, creating their beautiful offers and services, and really elevating their business, elevating their money mindset, and really taking this abundant year that we had and almost like propelling us into the next year, which is all about leadership. So be sure to share, comment down below, subscribe, and I will chat with you in my next episode.